Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I want to talk about Marcellus Williams, Imam Khalifa, who was ordered and killed by the governor of Missouri. And a brief background and a brief history of the governor is that he was in the army for 6 years and served more than 2 decades as a police officer. Now, the history of police officers in this country, as we all know, is that they often, most of the times, they kill black people. And this is known. This happens all the time. Any person who is a minority in this country or who considers themselves black, the moment they see a police officer behind them as they're driving, they worry for themselves. And this is the reality that we live in. This country was built on racism and it still carries that racism. Now, I want to speak about his advice, because his advice is what matters the most to all of us. You know, he wrote on the paper that all praise be to Allah upon all conditions. All praise be to Allah. You know, Alhamdulillah ala kulli hal. Or praise to Allah upon all conditions. This was his last statement that he wrote on the paper. And, you know, there were some brothers that were on the phone with him, and he gave the most beautiful advice that anybody could benefit from. And his advice was that we should be true servants of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we should focus on the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because the reason why we're here in this world is to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to become true servants of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is the true purpose of life. And he mentioned a verse in Surah Al-Ahqaf, chapter number 46, verse number 13. إِنَّ الَّذِينَ قَالُوا رَبُّنَا اللَّهِ ثُمَّ اسْتَقَامُوا فَلَا خَوْفٌ عَلَيْهِمْ وَلَا هُمْ يَحْزَنُونَ. Those who say, surely those who say, our Lord is Allah, and stay firm and have istiqamah, those are the ones that should not fear nor grieve. Why? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in the verse after it that the Imam probably didn't want to mention out of humility, is أولئك أصحاب الجنة خالدين فيها جزاء بما كانوا يعملون. The final destination will be paradise. And they'll be there forever because of the reward. They'll be rewarded for what they used to do. جزاء بما كانوا يعملون. Oh Allah, forgive us. Oh Allah, guide us. Oh Allah, grant the brother the highest level of paradise. But it shows you that this country still continues to be racist towards black people, and it has been for many years. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect us. And my beloved respected brothers, this dunya is nothing. This world is nothing. The story of Imam Khalifa kind of reminds me of the story in Surah Al-Buruj, where the young boy was killed by the king because he told the king that the only way you can kill me is if you kill me in the name of Allah. And when he died, everyone accepted Islam. And I think the story of Imam Khalifa, there's good in it. Because today, because of him, the message of Islam has entered every home. And that is good news. But my respected beloved brothers and sisters in Islam, our focus and our mission in this life is to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah make us those who will get close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is all I'll say. وبالله توفيق وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.